Alright, we are round oneing, and we have won the die roll. Play a draw, play a draw, play a draw. We're going to draw. Seems like a draw deck. Alright, for a minute I panicked, and then I remembered, yes, I did add one plains to the deck. I'm on the draw. Slow-ish hand, but I got a lot of lands. He's mulliganing. I do not want to mulligan. Should be able to spike a swamp at some point. He has my swamps. And even if I don't, unsummon for the tempo and fairy invaders eventually. So blackage. Alright, there we go. So I'm probably just going to mind rot him next turn. I've got things to do later in the game. I lied. This guy isn't going to be impressive for a while. I'm going to be tapping out for the next couple of turns, but I'm just going to get him down. I would have mind rotted if it did something worthwhile, but it doesn't. It does sort of, but it's not going to be as important as I like the unsummoned mind rot, quote unquote combo. I've got little Rav Rats action. I am willing to trade. If he wants to use his turn pumping his shade, he's welcome to. I feel like this thing should fly. It's with the lack of flying shades recently. Evernight Shade seems like it should fly. It's a good card. Oh. And me without my own summon. No. That's the saddest thing ever. That's so sad. Well, the plan is to make him discard it. So, to that effect, we're going to play Ravenous Rats. Yeah, we're going to play Ravenous Rats. I need to get that Rancor away from him, I think. To want Ravenous Rats or Fairy Invaders. So Ravenous Rats, what that does, it keeps up Unsummon. That gives me a counter on my Chronomaton. I think that's fine for right now. We're in like a weird racing position. This guy can start to attack. So, he can't attack right now. So this actually makes him discard a card. Playing Fairy Invaders would put 3 power flying on the board, but this actually puts 3 power flying, or this puts, let's say, 2 power non-flying and makes him discard a card and helps keep up Unsummon. And I'm annoyed that I didn't have Unsummon for his stupid Rancor. Ew. Ew. Probably gonna take a pretty reasonable hit here. We'll see what he does. Yeah, Unsummon is the way to go here. Makes our mind rot worse, but we can't necessarily just take 7 again. There are only so many occasions when a man can take 7. This is not one of them. Wow, this game would be so much different if I had Unsummon up when he played Rancor. So now he's thinking, do I put Rancor on my skeleton? I don't know. Loot backwards, do you? It's not a bad play. Would be a little weird if that's his only play. Alright, well that's a bad card. That is a legitimately bad card. That's annoying. Oh, if only this plains was a swamp. So, gonna drop the invaders and pump up the chronomaton. Chronomaton, yes, that is how you pronounce it. And we'll see what he does. I mean, he could play Shade and Rancor. We know he has 3 unknown cards in his hand, so he could do a whole bunch of other stuff. I do have 3 cards in my hand and 6 untap mana. So he might suspect a trick, which there is like sort of a trick, I guess. Though if he attacks, if he Rancors this and attacks, I'm not blocking, and if I don't think I'm blocking anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna block here. I have no problem taking 2. Because then I would have... So say he plays Shade, Swamp, Rancor. I can actually trade the Chronomaton for the Shade. And, attack for 5 in the And also bring him down to 1 card. Yep. Invade ya. Damn it. Literally the worst card in the deck. So here we do attack. Five. I'd feel much better if I had another swamp. Alright, so we did have Titanic Growth. That's good to know. I suspected some trickery. Should play the island in case he had a Mind Rot. So he has something. Swamp, yes. Success. Oh, Public Execution is so rough. Man, that card is really rough. So if he has Public Execution, I die. If he has Murder, I don't. Alright, so we have to figure out what we're playing around. Are we playing around Public Execution? It's such a beating. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We die exactly. Do we want to die exactly? Alright, so how likely... So, yeah, that's the problem now, isn't it? However, if he just has Murder... Because if we get through... So say he has Murder. Attack, attack, so block, block. I need to get through for 1 additional damage. Did I miss 1 damage somewhere? I think we just have to... pass the fucking combat step accidentally. Wow, that's really frustrating. Alright, well, I wonder how this game would have turned out. Now I have to use the Sign of Blood on me instead of him. To kill him. I can't... Ugh. I need to make my decisions in my main phase, not my Declare Attacker step. I guess that's not the worst card I've ever seen. And I should have played my land. To be honest, I didn't play the land the turn before intentionally. What am I trying to say? I wanted to play the land the turn before. And I could have Essence Scatter up. What I was hoping to draw was one of my Is It Chronarchs. What I was also hoping to do was attack him with my flyers. I mean, if he attacks, I'm going to put him in a situation where Public Execution, yeah, isn't going to do that much. Alright, that was actually what I was hoping to draw. So I can actually attack with everything. So if he has murder, I still kill him because I can get back the Sign in Blood and kill him. If he has public execution, like I thought he might, this doesn't matter. I don't need to attack with everything. So I'll attack with just these guys. Yeah, so he does have public execution. So now we are going to tap a swamp. Play this. Get back unsummon. And try to win next turn. Unless he has another public execution. So if I had attacked there, the turn before, he would have played public execution, killed my Fairy Invaders. This would have got through for none. I would have had to... Yeah, I would have... What would I have done? Yeah, I would have had to Sign in Blood me. So it's kind of the same thing. Although I'm not saying it was correct to do so, since it was not correct to not attack. Let's put a counter on this. So do I just trade here? I mean, what can he do? No. I can Essence Scatter anything that's worth playing. So if he plays the guy again, I counter it. Yeah. And that'll do it. Harbor Serpent could attack, actually. So Ranco's a problem. He has public execution. He has a Chroma's Memorial. So this is... Yeah, fuck this card. Negate's way better. What else we got? So is the red... No, the red's probably not worth it. I liked this blue. I like that I came back and actually won. And despite making a really big misplay when I skipped my combat phase, which turned out not to be a misplay, because he did have the public execution, and I sort of knew about it. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there anything here I want to side in? Courtly Provocateur? Maybe? Make his duty-bound attack? What would I side it in for? Riddle me this. What would it go in over? Not the 18th land. This deck really wants land. I think we're okay-ish. I think we're okay. Yeah. So, what are we doing? We are on the play. Sounds very good. Quite good, as they say. No reason to play the swamp. We do have the double black spell, but we have to draw it and another swamp for it to matter. Cathedral of Borophyll encrust. Alright. Plains would be an amazing draw. Because this guy's unfair. Little beater. Oh, but I have the beaters of my own. This is a pretty good answer to Rancor. Was he blue before? I don't think so. Fuck. That sucks. He took two 2/2 flyers out of my hand just now. Why couldn't you have done that last turn when I had a negate up? If he's an Essence Scatter, I'm actually in a lot of trouble. Wow. Interesting sideboard plan. That's pretty brutal. That's pretty friggin' brutal, I'm not gonna lie. It's like the perfect situation for him. Jesus Christ. Time to trade. You know all the cards in my hand. So he goes perfect card, perfect card, perfect card. Like there was literally nothing better he could have done. That's very upsetting. Something? Nothing. Not gonna encrust to save 2 damage right now. I think negate can counter Mind Rot, right? Yep. Now I am going to encrust this. I need to save some damage, and I can counter the next stupid thing that he does. So, the guy that the Archaeomancer would be cool. Yeah. Ain't happening. Archaeomancer. Oh, please draw me some instants and sorceries, deck. I'm sure he's just going to get murdered. It's murder. So what we got? Okay. I don't know if I can deal with perfect draws from his deck. I mean, literally everything happened at the perfect time. This doesn't seem good. Do I want to go balls out aggressive against him? Maybe. I wouldn't even know how to fight through an invocation, though. Putting in the Mind Rot, I think it'll 2 mine rots might be a little more useful. I'm not going to be on the play. Don't make me mulligan. I guess I can keep this fairly bad hand. Alright, let's draw some action. That's action. Either F6 accidentally, or he's trying to hit land drops. Oh, wait, F6 accidentally. Alright. Cool. Not cool. Yeah, we're making this guy bigger. Please duress me. Do what you did last game. Stop drawing lands. So what I can do here is I can put him in a position where he can't attack. Is that worth it? Yeah, I'm actually going to hold on. Hold back. Trading. I could trade 2 for 2 or trade 3 for 0. Duress me. Thank you. Wahahaha. Attack me. There's no colorless combat tricks, right? He could play Swamp and then the -1/-1. You know, go for it, I guess, if you have that. Alright. He doesn't. Alright. Get ready to die somehow. I'd have loved to draw on something to protect you with, although that probably just would have been duressed. Well, here we come. He knows I have Fairy Invaders. He doesn't know I have this. It's very possible he has Essence Scatter, so I'm dropping the Invaders at the end of his turn, and then I'm going to bat him. Hit him with a bat. Get it? I'm going to bat him. The best card I could possibly draw would be Negate. Or Tower End's Invocation. Negate would be amazing. Basic land would be awful. I would probably just cry blood if he played if I drew a basic land. Sure. Tons of land. Very, very much excess land. That might actually kill him. Probably gonna have to block here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Essence Drain him and put him in a spot where he really, really needs to get proactive, but I don't think he has the resources for that. Even Swamp Mutilate doesn't do anything. You can, I mean, this is not gonna. Its best value right now is to prevent 3 damage to him. He can't race me with his Welkin turn. He's dead on board if he doesn't block. Alright. So now he's at 1. And I've got Bloodhunter Bat in my hand, which can drain him for the rest. So he really needs... I don't know what he needs. I don't know if... Is there a card that they make that can get him out of this situation? Even Mutilate doesn't do it? He needs to kill three of my guys and make me discard a card. If there's a card that does that for blue, black, colorless, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, bad mana. I'll give him a GGS. Yeah, so, I mean, did he have a... Alright, no, he had negate, which he couldn't keep up. Figured he had probably had that and this. Didn't know about this. Interesting. He had a deck a lot like mine, actually.